Hiya, Ellie from Pink Pig here. So I have a question for you. Hands up who would like to find a way to extend their vacation time without the whole backlog of work, catching up to do that's inevitable when we get home. I think that's probably everyone. So what I'm here to talk about today is the Digital Nomad Visa. It might not be for everyone, but if you're in the right circumstances, then it could be something amazing for you. So you may or may not have noticed, I'm not in the UK right now. I'm currently coming to you from Panama. So for approximately the last year, my husband and I have been able to travel within the UK, within Europe, and now a bit further abroad. And although I've not used one of these visas yet, it's not been necessary for me, it's definitely something that I've got in mind for the future. So although some countries were offering this kind of thing before, this really was actually a good thing to come out of the pandemic. Many places are looking for ways to boost their economy again now, including all the income that they've lost from lack of tourism. And so they're sort of enticing travellers to come with the promise, you can stay longer, you have your right to work, come and spend your money. So right at the outset, I just want to make it clear that before embarking on anything like this, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not your legal representation. Please do check the relevant government websites, both for the UK, the country you'd like to go to, and yeah, so although I've done my best to get the accurate information, if immigration ever come knocking on your door, don't blame me. So as it stands, I can find approximately 50 countries that are offering or have said they are going to be offering this kind of visa, kind of on all continents really. So lots of places in Europe, including Portugal, Norway, Cyprus, if you fancy Thailand, Dubai, South Africa's got it up and coming, and then plenty of your beautiful tropics, as Mauritius is on the list, Costa Rica, which I highly recommend, Mexico, Brazil, many places in the Caribbean, and the list goes on. So of course, if there is a specific country you've got your heart set on, then even if this kind of visa doesn't apply, they might have other ways for you to prolong your stay, so that's worth looking into. So I'm sure you will have some questions about this. Surely it can't just be that simple. Oh, I'll pick my favourite beach spot and just go there. It's not quite that simple, but it's pretty damn good, I think. So if you've got some questions, then keep watching or reading, and we'll go through some of those. So I've had to do a working abroad classic and relocate myself slightly due to the Wi-Fi. But we're back to answer some of those common questions you might have regarding the visa. So the first one is, why would I even need it? As much as I'd love to say I've been to all those countries on the list, I know all about it, I haven't, but I have been to some. For example, Costa Rica was like my first travel destination. I went back and forth there a few times, really stole my heart. We went to Mexico recently, and I am daydreaming about tacos al pastor ever since then. Both of these countries are pretty easy to get into, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can stay for super long. As far as I know, Costa Rica has 90-day stay, Mexico has 180, which then means that you have to start thinking about border runs. If you're near a land border, yes, that might be easy. If you're in the middle of a country, for example, Mexico is a pretty big country. You might not be near a land border, you might need to fly out, you might then need accommodation where you fly to, and doing that every 3 or even 6 months can get pretty costly. So it's nice to have the peace of mind knowing I'm good to stay here for at least a year, if not more, and I only have to travel if I want to. So the next question, what kind of work do I need to have? A few countries do seem to have slightly different options. They'll accept self-employment or directorship of a company, but it seems that the majority want proof of employment, maybe a covering letter from the employer, and obviously it's kind of implied that your work is going to be online. You're not going there to set up a shop or anything. So following on from that, how much is the income you'll need? Again, it's different everywhere. Varies a lot, kind of depending on the cost of living in places and other factors. One I really liked was that Portugal only seems to require €600 a month, Many sort of mid-range, they're asking sort of $2,000 to $3,000. Some where the cost of living is a lot higher, sort of want bigger annual salaries, they're looking at 50k. If it's something you're considering, bear in mind that you may need to have backdated proof. So if you're a director and you're currently on a low salary, you should think about upping that as soon as you can, so you've got that proof as well. Next question, how long do these visas last? A lot of them seem to be a year, but there are many that offer opportunities for extension for 2, 3, 4 years. Thailand offers 10 years, so that could be one to consider. What's the cost of the visa? In many cases, again, this varies. Some are free. Iceland, for example, is just asking €50. Barbados is asking $2,000. However, when you think about the cost of maybe flying in and out a few times, or if you wanted 2 or 3 vacations a year, that cost might actually really factor in, and you might think that's really worth doing, even if it is one of the costlier ones. And the last question for now, the accounting one, what are the tax implications? Like I said at the outset, please do read up on the specifics for your chosen place beforehand. There'll be info on the UK and the country's government websites, or you can probably contact the embassy. For the most part, what I can seem to find is that if you're employed by a UK company, the tax should be paid to HMRC the same. That'll be part of the legality of the visa. For some, after a certain amount of time in the country, you will become a resident for tax purposes. So you will need to, like I said, check that out beforehand, be aware of that. So this might not be something for everyone, but almost anyone who's traveled will tell you, if you have the opportunity, do it. If you are looking for some sun, if you want to learn a language, maybe you want to ski, you want to surf, there's another hobby you want to pursue, it can be an amazing thing to do. Obviously, if you're looking to relocate somewhere permanently, this probably isn't the best way, because it is a relatively short-term thing. So look into residency and how you can extend your stay in other ways, if you're looking for longer. But even if you want to try a place out for a year before fully committing, perfect way to do it. So keep your eyes peeled for part 2 of this blog. I'll go into a bit more detail about each specific country that's offering this, what the terms are, and also why you should give them a visit.